Hello everybody, this is Danny
And Wanda.
on our, what do you call it?
It's a porch lunchtime.
Lunchtime chat, whatever you want to call
guess.
it. We're on our deck. Guys, this is what our deck looks like all the time. It's completely shaded. It never gets the sunshine, so we...
Yeah, and it's pretty nice. This tree has grown a lot.
A lot.
And we love sitting back here. I'll bring my swing out. That's why you see that rope probably hanging up there. I'm not sure if you see it or not, but there's a rope hanging from the tree. I come hook my swing up and sit out here. It's nice. You can read. You can just chill. Whatever you want to do out here.
What we have here today, guys, is from our farm again. Everything except a little piece of cheese I have here.
And my salad dressing.
And her salad dressing. But the rest of it, we got... This is a hamburger patty from Frankie the sheep.
I'm sorry, we have to name stuff.
Yep, that was our hair sheep, Frankie, and it's good.
And we have the potatoes. We dug these fresh this morning. These are Irish potatoes. I sliced them, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. I air fried them, and we've got to where we really like the air fryer. You see a couple of carrots here. I have some of the purple carrots in my salad. I have the lettuce, and everybody's asked, it's green leaf lettuce. That's all it calls it, is green leaf lettuce.
Yep.
It's kind of curly around the edges. I've got it. I've added some tomatoes from the greenhouse and one of these turnip roots. I sliced it up in small pieces. It's in my salad.
Well, this carrot is tender.
And the carrots I just pulled like 5 minutes ago before we started.
Wow, you don't get any fresher than that.
No.
But look at the size of these carrots. I mean, they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a good, what do you say, 8 inches, 10 inches long, 8 inches long?
Mm-hmm.
A good 8 inches long.
These are the cosmic purple. These are the Danvers half long.
Half long, yeah. Now what else we got here? This, my friend, is a Cherokee tan pumpkin. This was picked 8 months ago. Still good. We're going to be eating it here probably sometime in May. This will be our last one.
I thought we had two.
Well, we got one more after this one. I'm sorry.
There's two more left.
There's two more left. We're going to eat this one in May. And we'll be saving seed from it again, I'm sure. But,
yes, and I think we're out of seeds right now. I had some on Etsy, but I do believe we're out.
You sold all of them?
I think. You can check, but I think on our Etsy store, deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com, I think we're out. We have our sweet potato manuals that Danny wrote, the English pea manuals that he wrote, and my cookbook. They're still on there, but I think the seeds are probably out.
Yeah, we're running low on everything else. There'll probably be some sweet potato slips in the near future. We just gotta, we just gotta get a little bit more of them up and make sure that we got them where we need them at.
We want to plant ours first and know that we have what we need before we start selling a lot.
Yeah.
And on the potatoes, we dug these fresh this morning.
Yeah.
And
these were the damaged ones, right?
These were the damaged ones.
Yeah.
We always go through each one as we pick. If any of them have ant bites or ants have gotten into them or they look like they have a spot on them, we lay those out.
Oh, the fork digs a hole in it.
Yeah, somebody misses and he sticks a fork in it.
Yeah.
And those are the first ones we use. Usually within 2 days, we try to eat those potatoes. He only stuck a fork in 3 or 4, so we're good. And we had 3 or 4 that had ant bites in them.
Yeah.
So you can't save the ones with the ant bites. They will just continue to rot and rapidly decrease. So you have to use those pretty quick. If you find them with a spot or looks like an ant's bit them or something, use those first and then save your better potatoes for later.
Yeah, now what we do is we wait until most all of our potatoes begin to turn yellow, and we start digging them. And we don't dig the field all at once. Some people use tractors and go in and plow the dirt and just dig the potatoes up that way. But we use a potato fork, and we'll pick probably a row a day. Because we got, what did we say, we had 7 or 8 rows? 9?
7 more, I think.
We got 7 more rows. We harvested 90 pounds this morning from 1 row.
There was a piece of a row.
There was a piece of a row and a whole row. That's right, because we got, we got our 3 buckets that average 30 pounds per bucket, which we had 90 pounds of potatoes, and we got 7 more rows to go. So we feel like we're going to be able to meet our quota this year on our potato harvest, if we can go ahead and get them out of the ground.
And I'm fixing to finish up today with the fingerling potatoes. I've got 1 more canner of those to go. That will be all of those. We're not saving any in the cellar except the ones to plant next year.
Yeah.
So all the fresh fingerlings will be gone. We're just going to can everything. It's just easier and safer. And we had people asked about the fingerlings, said they look green. They're a yellow looking potato, and they take on a green tinge. I don't know why, but it's not that
they hadn't been in the sun.
They weren't exposed to the sun, and any that did would have a dark green right on top if they were.
Yeah,
and I always cut that off.
Yeah.
But the shell, the outer skin itself, underneath it almost has a green twinge. I don't know why. It just always has.
They've always been that way.
And we've eaten them for the last 5 years, so I'm assuming they're not killing us. But we do cut off anything that's dark green that's been exposed to the sun. So we've had people ask that question. And we had people asked about the berries. I actually picked berries after we dug the potatoes. I've got probably about maybe a half a cup to a cup of huckleberries. I got a little over 3/4 of a cup of blackberries and 10 or 12 strawberries.
Yeah.
If we'd worked our strawberries like we should have, our strawberries get behind because that's the last thing we work with, and we should keep that one up, and we really don't.
We've got so much going on. We planted the rest of our Cherokee garden this morning. We've moving forward with that. We planted our ancient watermelons this morning.
And we harvested garlic.
And we harvested 2 of our 4 types of garlic. 5 types of garlic. We got 5 garlics. We harvested 2 of them this morning. We'll have a video coming up about that, I hope. Show a little bit about it.
Like I told you guys, we've got videos galore.
Yeah.
It's easier for us to sit down and talk about it for a few minutes and then get the videos up at some point in the future when I have time.
Yeah. But we're going to have a carrot harvest coming up here soon, because you look at that. You know, you got 8 and 10
My
inch.
hand.
Yeah. You got these big old huge carrots. And, you know, we don't want them to ruin, that's for sure, because we want to can as many of them as we can. Like the potatoes this year, we won't be keeping hardly any fresh potatoes for very long, because here in the South they're just not keeping. We lost a lot this year.
Probably 3 months worth, maybe, which is still a good many potatoes for us, because we eat potatoes a lot. And then the sweet potatoes will be coming in the fall, so we kind of need our Irish potatoes out by fall. So we're only going to save enough to get us toward the fall, and then in the winter we will be eating our jarred potatoes. And right now, guys, I don't even know. Have you kept up with? Danny writes down how many jars I do, so we'll kind of give.
We're already in the hundreds on the jars.
Oh, I know.
We've done canned several hundred jars of stuff
in the last month.
I know we had 40-something jars of turnips alone. And then English peas we've already done
close to a little over 20 or 22.
20 or 20 something, yeah.
In English peas, we've done
carrots. You've done like, what is it?
24 carrots at least, I know. And this was bulk carrots. The potatoes, the fingerling potatoes, I'm getting close to 30 little jars of that, or maybe a little over 30. I've lost count. And I've also already put up some of the red potatoes. So I probably got 6 or 8 of those done now because I've been adding them in with other canners to fill out a canner. So then I did the ground beef.
Yep.
I did 9 pints of ground beef when I found it on sale. And a lot of people are asking about that. You know, they'd never seen it raw packed. I tried that a couple of years ago. I've really liked it.
Works fine.
If you want to cook the ground beef and then drain it and then put your broth in and then can it, I mean,
it's just a lot longer process, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot longer process, and will it last longer? I don't know. I have no clue. I just like to be able to take the meat, pack it in the jar, process it, and put it away. If I've got to cook it, I might as well just wait and cook it when I need it.
Yeah.
Because
and then you got to buy broth, or you got to have your own broth.
Yeah, because I don't have broth either.
Yeah.
And so, to me, it's simpler to do the raw pack. It's just as good. And I had somebody ask, yes, you drain all that off. Once I take it out of the jar, I'm heating it up to make whatever I'm going to make, whether it's spaghetti, tacos, or whatever. And the liquid or the fat will just, like when you're cooking it anyway.
Well,
the
when
liquid just goes away, and you
let's just clear this.
Out.
When it's in the jar, all the fat comes to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So before you ever take it out of a jar, you can take like a tablespoon or a teaspoon
and get the majority.
And you can take a majority of the fat out of that jar and leave just a little bit in it so that when you heat it up, it keeps the meat a little bit moist and you don't have all that fat in the meat.
And then I drain it like I would if I just cooked it fresh. So, to me, it's real easy. I can make anything. It'll save me the browning process, basically, is all it saves when you're doing tacos or spaghetti or something.
But it takes on a different taste, though.
It does.
Because the canned ground beef tastes like, if you ever been to Taco Bell to eat, it tastes like the meat in their tacos. It doesn't taste like regular ground beef.
And it's softer. It's not like regular ground beef is kind of.
Well, it's like this. It's kind of, it's kind of grainy a little bit.
And when you pressure it, it loses that. It softens it up.
It softens it up. Yeah.
It softens it up, and we like it. I've used it in spaghetti, shepherd pie, chilies, tacos, anything you can use hamburger meat with fresh. You can use your canned meat with. I've tried the Thrive, and guys, I'm going to throw this in there. I do not like their ground beef. I don't like their beef, period.
Look like dog food.
It wouldn't get tender. I've tried soaking it. I've tried everything that people have told me to do. I still don't like the taste, and if in an emergency situation, yes, I would use it.
Yeah.
But day to day, or even just because I need a quick fix, no. I'll open my jar of canned ground beef, and 100 times better. Same principle. If you're going to use that ground beef, this is much better to me. I just like it better. I don't like the Thrive ground beef. I don't like the Thrive beef, period, in any shape or form, because they've got it in several forms. I didn't like the Thrive for that.
We tried it, and we just don't like it.
I just didn't like it, so.
And two, we forgot to mention, we're eating our, I don't know if you can see that, we're eating our cherry tomatoes. Wanda's got them in her salad out of our greenhouse. That's another thing. We're still eating tomatoes out of the greenhouse. Mm-hmm. Fresh tomatoes now. This is not store-bought tomatoes.
Yeah. So we thought on our lunchtime we would answer a few of our questions that people asked. Just kind of throw it out there because it's hard to sit and type the answers to every question we get. Yeah. We try. If we don't get to some questions, it's not because we don't want to. We
just got so much to do. It's hard.
We're busy.
We're busy. We get up. We started this morning at 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. We was up eating breakfast at 5, answering a few things on our videos, out the door at 6, digging potatoes. No, feeding animals first. Mm-hmm. Got everything fed up. And then headed over to the hill with a tractor and started digging potatoes, and then we worked in the garden. We've been working in the garden up until just a few minutes ago.
You have.
You've been getting ready to can.
I picked berries after I helped him for a little while. Came in, picked berries, then came in. I've been washing potatoes, cutting up potatoes. I have the last of the fingerlings and a whole bowl of the little red ones all ready to go. So I'm ready to can as soon as lunch is over. I'll start my canning, and I will probably have 2 canners done before mid-afternoon. So.
And we always go through, when we first dig our potatoes like that, we go through and get these that are about golf ball size or littler.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the first ones we can as fast as we can. Now, we don't rub the peelings off of them. To me, that's just nonsense. I don't even know why anybody does it. But
after they've cured for a couple of weeks, it's better to go ahead and peel them if you want them.
yeah.
But when they're fresh like this, the ones I'm canning today, we picked, what, Friday or Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
So the peelings are still tender. And so I put them in the jars. I just wash them really, really good. Cut them.
Parboil them.
Maybe once. I cut them in half.
Mm-hmm.
Then I parboil them for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes a lot more of the dirt off. If there's anything left, the boiling pretty well takes that off. And then I put them in my jars and put fresh boiling water over them.
Yeah, don't use the water that you parboil them in.
No, because it's nasty.
It's nasty. Use fresh, clean water. And we've never had a problem.
Mm-mm. And we love the potatoes. I've had a lot of people asked about showing how I cook with our canned goods, because that's something that people just, I guess, they open a jar and they eat. Sometimes along the way, I'll start showing how to cook different canned good things. When I get time and I'm cooking something, I'll try to remember to video it. That's something that I guess I take for granted, that people know how to use what they can. So most things are easy. You can add them into any recipe. It's just that nobody knows how to think outside the box right now. They've been taught how to...
Well, they cook stuff in boxes of stuff from the stores. It's already prefigured for them.
Yeah, and they don't have to do any thinking. I mean, you go get a box of mashed potatoes, and you take out 2 cups of the potato flakes and add it to your water, butter, and milk. Okay? If you want mashed potatoes, you got to figure out, okay, I've got a quart jar of potatoes already done. Let me put them in a pot, get them boiling hot, mash them up, and add butter, milk, and salt and pepper, and you've got mashed potatoes. I mean...
And we don't matter for us if the peelings is still on, because that's where the nutrition lies, is right under the edge of the peeling.
So, I mean, to me, it's easy.
The problem with it is, guys...
Taste is different.
Well, the taste is a lot different, but when you make them, they're not that smooth, creamy thing that you get with store-bought potato flakes. These will have a little lumps in them, or little harder places in them, and some places is creamy, some are not. Now you could actually probably blend them or beat them up in a blender, but a mixer.
You could put them in a food processor.
Or food processor or something.
Really
if texture's an issue to you, you can do that. But with us, texture's not an issue.
If I mash my potatoes and there's a piece that didn't get mashed to look like potato flake smoothness, we're okay with that. But I have to admit, when I was a kid, I would not eat mashed potatoes for that reason. My mom always left potatoes like this, boiled in a bowl with some butter on it for me to eat, and she mashed them for everybody else because I didn't like the lumps in the potatoes. It was a issue with me. So when potato flakes came along and we used potato flakes, I could eat mashed potatoes. But before that, I wouldn't. So, and then it's a mindset. You have to get it out of your mind that they have to be smooth.
Yep.
And once I did, I can eat them anyway now. But as a kid, I would not eat mashed potatoes but I would eat potato salad, so go figure.
No, it's psychological. 99% of the food stuff today is psychological.
It is. So guys, if you can wrap your mind around opening a can of green beans, and they taste like aluminum green beans, just saying.
Oh yeah, they have a weird taste out of a can.
And going and getting them fresh out of the yard or your garden, and cooking them, there's 2 different tastes.
Yeah.
You have to acclimate yourself to what that tastes like. So it is a process with your potatoes, with your lettuce, with your carrots. It doesn't matter.
These potatoes were picked, hour and a half, 2 hours.
2 hours ago.
Well, no, early this morning. It's probably longer than that. It's probably been
That's
4
true.
hours. Probably been about 4 hours. Guys, we got company. We're fixing to roll. See y'all later. Hope you've enjoyed the porch chat today. Thank you from Deep South Homestead.
Thank you, guys.